Next, we're looking at the intensity of gravitational field or gravitational field strength. So we are giving a numerical value to the field. So let's have a look. Imagine putting different sized balls on the trampoline. Okay. A small ball makes a tiny sag, a big ball makes a bigger sag. That's like different mass creating different gravitational field. So what we're trying to tell over here is, so this is generally how they explain gravitational field. If you go web search this, trampoline, it's not something that, at least I'm not used to that, seeing it around. So if you have a trampoline per se, so this is a trampoline. So basically, technically this say some cloth or something, not technically a cloth, but yeah, they use some material, rubbery, and attached to a spring, so you can jump around. So that's trampoline. So if we put some mass over here to mass and say put a bigger mass over here, what do you observe? If we stand, if I keep my eye level so that I can see a line, the trampoline looks like a line. So when I put a small mass, I can see a small bump like this. Do you guys agree? So this is, I am looking at eye level. Eye level, the trampoline would be a straight line, right? That would be a straight line. Now, if I put a small mass, so what happens? You will get to see a small bump like this. For a big mass, you will get to see maybe like here, if I let me place it properly, a bigger bump like that, right? If I remove the small mass. If I put a lot more heavier object, I'll get to see a lot more bending like this. Actually, it will be something like this. Okay, so this is possible. So as and when I increase the mass, what happens? It will come below. It will sag more basically. So this sagging is the intensity. Idea of this sagging is intensity. So this is low intensity. This is high intensity. So what we're looking at is intensity of gravitational field. So imagine putting different size balls on a trampoline. The small ball makes a tiny sag and a big ball makes a bigger sag. That's like different mass creating different gravitational field. The intensity of gravitational field is just a measure of how much that trampoline sags at a particular point. It's like asking how strong is the pull here. That's it. So the official definition is that intensity of a gravitational field at any point in the gravitational field due to a mass is defined as the force exerted by a unit mass, force experienced by a unit mass placed at that point, provided the presence of the unit mass does not disturb the original gravitational field. So basically, we can define it as gravitational field per unit mass. So we already seen this. So basically, if I have certain value of force, right, we have a field, I put a mass m, right, it experiences some force, amount of force, let's call it as F. So force per mass, this is your intensity of gravitational field. So we already seen this. This is denoted with E. So this would be E. And what else? Mathematically, how to find the intensity of gravitational field at a point. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. Okay, I can use this space. So we have a mass m. We are trying to study the effect of this, say at a point P, which is r units away, And the mass over here is small m. And of course, you know that you have a pull inward, right? So that can be force on small m by big M. 1, 2, yeah. So we represent. So this will be equal to what? This will be equal to. So one of the ways of defining it is defining E is, sorry. So not, yeah, this also is equal to G M by R square. Now, your gravitational field intensity is given by F by F M by small m. So again, this is subscript. Don't get confused. So if I do substitute that, E will be equal to, therefore E will be equal to G M by R square divided by M. So basically this and this will get cancelled. So you can see it is same as your G, acceleration due to gravity. So that's the relationship, also the relationship between electrical field and acceleration due to gravity, guys. Right? So where are we now? That's the math. That's a simple math. This expression is your math over here. And K is for R going to infinity. So what happens if I move to infinity? Case, if I keep the test charge at infinity, so E will be approximately equal to 0. Okay, and then what else we have? Relationship between G and E, we just saw that. So what is the unit and dimension of E? Can you guys figure it out? Actually, I did tell in the last video. So unit of E can be Newton per kg, or you can solve it to Newton is force mass into acceleration. So meter per second square. Mass will get cancelled. You have this as well. So dimensionally, it's quite simple. So dimension of E would be LT minus 2. Right? So that's your dimension. So quite simple actually. The concept is quite simple. So we just happen to learn about intensity of gravitational field. It's nothing but how much force does a unit mass experience at a particular point in a given electrical field. Sorry, gravitational field. My bad.